Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today. Today we have SASP on 1003 rating, going up against I Take Notes on 570 rating. So I'm well aware there's a bit of a rating disparity here, but both duelists are on something pretty cool. And I saw this one when I was kind of scouring the ladder on a slow day. So we're going to check it out. So, opening hands are Blue Eyes, Quacky Mirror Drago, Upstart, Trading, and Blue Eyes. This is Dragon Turbo, always fun to see. Threatening Raw, Morphing Jar, Upstart, Magical Stone, Toon Table of Contents, add one Toon card from your deck, and a Feather of the Phoenix, discard one card, then target one card in the graveyard, return that to the top of your deck. So, this is Empty Jar, an Edison version, so we're going to check it out. So they're going to start with Toon Table, adds Toon Table, uses Toon Table to add Toon World. Now, yeah, funnily enough, not a field spell, just a continuous that you activate by paying 1,000 life. Upstart into Reload. You've never seen this card. Jesus, we might have to do this a lot this game. Add all cards in your hand to your deck, shuffle it, then draw the same number of cards you added to your deck. Sets the Morphing Jar now. Sets 2. Reloads 2, draws Magical Stone Giant Trunade. Very cool. Very cool. Not sure why we didn't set these, but okay. Draws into Instant Fusion, going to Upstart into the Debris, going to trade in the Blue Eyes for a Magical Stone and an Upstart. Going to Upstart into a Cards of Continents. Cards of Continents are where the Debris picks up Prime Material and Reckless. Going to Instant Fusion for Dragoness. Yep, then we're going to Tribute over Dragoness for Prime Material. That's going to get met with a Threatening Roar. Sets the Reckless Greed and pass. Draw for turn is Book of Moon. They're going to Giant Trunade now. Adds all the cards to hand. Sets 2. And then it's going to Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar Chain Book. This is so stupid. Okay, so everyone's going to pitch. And then everyone's going to draw 5. So draws off that cards, Super Reju, Future Fusion, nice. See if they get to keep it. Instant Fusion and Card Destruction. Book of Tayo, target one face down monster on the field, change that target's face of attack. Sangan Serial Spell, quick play spell, activate only when you activate one of your normal spell cards, discard all cards in your hand to the graveyard. The effect of this card becomes the same as that normal spell card. Book of Eclipse. Forgot this was an Edison card. Change all face down. Change all face up monsters on the field to face down defense position. During the end phase of the turn, change as many face down defense position monsters your opponent controls as possible to face up defense position monsters. Then your opponent draws one card for every monster changed by this effect, and burial. Okay, so everyone's following. Book of Tayo is going to flip the Morphing Jar now, and they're gonna chain Book of Eclipse. Yep, so everyone's going to get a new hand. And Book of Eclipse is going to set everything again. I'm just going to go over the Morphing Jar, the Empty Jar hand, Serial Spell, Upstart, Magic Mallet, Magical Stone, and Card Destruction. They're going to use a Feather of the Phoenix, so discard one card, put something on top of their deck, puts Book of Tayo back on the deck. They're going to Upstart into the Book of Tayo. They're going to use the Book of Tayo to change the Morphing Jar. Everyone's drawing new hands. They pick up Toon World Book, Upstart, Gold Star Book. They're going to Book of Moon, then they're going to Book of Tayo. New hands. Of course, where would this deck be without Cup of Ace? Cup of Ace, this works both ways, by the way. Either you draw cards to keep you going, or your opponent draws cards to help you deck them out. Cup of Ace, Threatening Roar, Giant Rat, Book of Eclipse, and Book of Moon. They're going to Book of Moon one more time, then they're going to Magical Stone, get rid of the Giant Rat and the Roar for the Book of Tayo. They're going to Cup of Ace, and no one cares what way it lands, but, you know, better for you if it lands their way. And SASP is going to admit defeat because they've just seen them add something that flips this back up. They see that they're going to draw to 5, and they probably know that, you know, this guy that I Take Notes has got something else for them. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, going into game number 2 now. Dragons are going to get to go first. So opening hand, swords, book, morphing jar, other book, Flamvel Guard, Quackimiru, Super Rejuve, Upstart, Future Fusion, and Giant Trune. So this is a great start for dragons now. They're going to Future Fusion, takes out 3 white stone. Just 3 white stone? What's the Future Fusion target if it's just 3? Am I losing it? Okay. I don't know what the Future Fusion target is for just 3 dragons, but okay. They're going to upstart into the debris, set the Flamvel, set the Super Rejuve, set the Trunade, and pass. Okay. Right, yeah. What monster is 3 Legend of Whitestone? Yeah, great question. Okay, so they've sent debris and prime material as well. I don't love this though, because like, yeah, I mean, South made potentially those draws worse for themselves by not sending those first. But okay, it is what it is. Whatever. So pick up for tennis Sangan now. They're gonna Swords of Revealing Light. They're gonna set the Morphing Jar, flip it up with Book of Tayo. Then they're gonna set it down with Book of Moon. Yeah, Book of Tayo isn't a quick play, so I don't know why I Take Notes doesn't set it prior to doing Morphing Jar stuff. Right? I don't know if I'm wrong here, but okay. Yeah, so everyone's getting a new hand. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you just keep drawing it anyway. Cool. So they're going to Magic Mallet 1 away, draws into an Upstart. They're going to Book a Tayo, the Morphing Jar. That play was so good. Let's do it again. And they're going to Book of Eclipse to set it. Okay, now they can a Feather. That's going to put Book on top of which they could have just set. So they could have had this anyway. I mean, I don't fully understand this deck, obviously. This is the first time I'm seeing it ever, which I'm sure will be the case for most of you guys as well. But I feel like this not being a quick play, I don't know if they just haven't realised because all the other books are. But, okay. Here's what it is. Cup of Ace now. Yep. Again, they don't care, but they get it this time, which is fine. They're going to set the Book of Tayo now. They're going to reload. Okay, so yeah, they do know. They just didn't with that first one for some reason. Okay, which is weird because you've got less of this and you've got cards that set the monsters. So, yeah, this is strange. Feather of the Phoenix now. Going to put the Book of Tayo back. And Morphing Jar's going to go off again. Chain to Book. Set it again. This is so wild. Okay. Yeah, they're going to Book a Tayo again after setting the Magical Stone and Magical Stone. Yeah, flips. Lots of draws. Did they discard? They didn't discard, but it's fine. They're going to discard properly now. Yep, okay, cool. Just getting a bit ahead of themselves. Magical Stone now. Discard 2, add Book. They're going to crow. What are they going to crow? Are they going to crow the Book? Okay, yeah, because it's targeted. Yeah, okay, yeah, good point. Magical Stone now. Adds back the other Book, which they're gonna Book, set the Threatening, and then yeah, in end phase this is gonna flip face up, and they are gonna get to draw cards. So they get Instant Fusion, and they get Card to Consonance, Giant Trune, Chain, Threatening Roar. Now they've got to get this Morphing Jar off the field without letting it resolve. How do they do that? This is a tuner. Yeah, they can make a level 5 here and they can brio this back. Can they get 9,000 damage after that though? I don't think they can. Yeah, okay. Let's see it though, because Dragons is a crazy deck. Okay, yeah, they're just going to tribute over this actually. Yeah, that works. They can bring back Prime Materials, fine. Yeah, I was going to say this is better though, right? Because then this is still a level 6. Okay, so this is Brio. Yeah, Brio pitch. Go back to hand. And pass because of Threatening Roar. Yeah, okay. Okay, they need to keep this Brio. But they have just drawn into another Threatening Roar. They've got the Book. again. Sets the threatening roar, passes. Draw for turn is a super rejuve. Yeah, I mean you're just trying to wait them out now. Yeah, and the Sas does just admit defeat. Oh Christ. I don't know that it was over though, right? So they probably have another threatening roar in there somewhere. But yeah, you had 2 cards, so you had next turn and you had a turn after that. So you know this is Morphing Jar. They haven't said it though, and it needs to stay on field for a turn and then to be flipped. So I don't know. I think maybe Sas was just quit out a little bit early there, but let me know. Maybe they just can't do the damage they need to with these cards, which would be totally reasonable. I think most of the big dragons are gone, and they're doing the math and they're thinking, actually, I can't even get there even with this stuff. So yeah, I think that probably is it. Actually, I think this is probably fine. But yeah, would have obviously liked to see it play out and just try and see even more of this deck. This deck is so cool. Yeah, it's so funny that Cup of Ace is in here, and it doesn't even matter what way it goes. Like, you're fine if you pick up more cards, more stuff to Magical Stone, or Reload, or Magical Mallet. But yeah, equally, if your opponent picks up cards, and that's 2, that's 2 draws less. That's 1 less Morphing Jar you've got to try and resolve here. Really cool match. Hats off to I Take Notes. I'll try and feature them again if I see them on ladder playing something this silly again. But yeah, very cool match. Dragons obviously not really able to do a whole lot in game 1. They kind of got pretty much FTK'd, and then this game, yeah, they're able to play a bit more, but this deck just doesn't really care about what you're doing. So really fun to see though. Good game. Can't believe I got this feature for the channel.